welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica Foley-Long. With me, you see the crown. That's right, we have royalty in the building. We have Alyssa Landry, and she is Miss UL Lafayette, and she will be going on to compete for Miss Louisiana USA. So I'm excited to have her here, and I just want to scold somebody out there. I had to stalk this young lady to get her in here. I'm just happy to have you here, and that you're
I'm happy to be here.
from St. Mary Parish.
Yes, ma'am.
That is so awesome. So tell me a little bit about your family.
So I come from a family of 4. I have 3 older siblings. They are super loving, super supportive, as well as my parents. They are my biggest supporters. So I'm so thankful to have them throughout this journey, and so far leading up to all my successes, they were always my biggest fans.
Well, you're the baby. And
yes.
Let's just say it. You know, the baby gets all the love. I'm a middle child, so maybe a little hateration.
Middle child syndrome or something.
Yes, that's me. But no, I'm so happy to have you on the show to talk more about your journey. And again, just congratulations to you. And we want to know, how did it feel when they called your name and they placed that crown on your head?
Wow. I mean, I feel the goosebumps as we're talking about it right now, but the first thing that came to my mind was excitement, like I couldn't believe that it happened, and also just a feeling of gratefulness that everything that I have put into the pageant in preparation and all of my activities that I have done, it all paid off. And everything that I went through with my help from my family and my friends and my support system, it all paid off.
I want to talk about your support system in a little bit, but I want to know, like, you're not a novice at this. You have many crowns. Kind of take me through your journey of from where you started to where you are now.
Yes, so actually when my mom was younger, she used to compete in pageants, so she kind of paved the way for us, I guess you could say. My sister competed in pageants as well, and then I began to get into it when I was around 8 years old. And so I started competing in local pageants around here. So Miss Morgan City, I also was Miss St. Mary Parish. Me and my sister actually won Miss St. Mary Parish the same year, so we were able to have our reigns the same year and go through those experiences and
so that had to have
travel.
bonded you. It was a bond between the two of you.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Okay.
It was an amazing experience.
Awesome.
And I also was Miss Cypress Sawmill Festival. And then after doing a few of those local pageants, I began doing the National American Miss system. So that is kind of a bigger pageant system that I wasn't really used to at first. And the first time I competed, it was in 2015. It was for the junior teen division. And so this system is basically the same as the Miss USA system. It's a national organization, but it focuses more on the younger divisions like preteen, junior teen, teen. It does go up to the Miss division as well, though. And so whenever I first competed, it was in the junior teen division, and I placed either 4th or 5th runner-up, I'm not sure. But it was a great learning experience. I got to kind of dip my toes in the water with a bigger system, and I ended up going back the next year and competing again, and I actually won Miss Junior Teen Louisiana.
Wow,
So.
Quite the accomplishment for you. And sounds like a lot of crowns and trophies and slashes. Do you have a room full of these items, or curio cabinet? How you have it on display at home?
I don't have a full room, but I definitely have a bookshelf in my room, and I have a little bit of my crowns there, my sashes, and other accomplishments that I did throughout my high school experience.
And speaking of school, let's talk about that. You are a junior at UL Lafayette. What are you studying, and what's your passion and your goal?
So I am actually studying kinesiology with a concentration in pre-professional studies. So after graduation, I plan to go to occupational therapy school and specialize in pediatrics. So basically with that, I would help kids who are behind in their motor development or a little bit behind in their milestones and didn't quite meet them, and basically just give them therapy and help them learn to where they would be on track throughout their motor development patterns.
So that means you are going to be going into your senior year, and then you have additional schooling?
Yes, it's going to be 2 years after I graduate, and it's going to be in a Master's of Occupational Therapy.
So I mean, what were the requirements to attend? Because let's just say you didn't make it this time. Would you have done it again next year?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
I would have. I actually was asked that question in an interview, and I said 100% if I didn't win, I would definitely do Miss UL again, just because throughout the whole process, I was able to make friends with the girls and just gain skills and communication. I was able to meet new people, meet some staff members, and so it just allowed me to kind of make friends, and it was just a great experience.
Awesome. Well, there's so much more I want to cover. I'm in awe of the crown. So come on back and be in awe with me as well, because there's a lot more questions I want to ask. Come on back right here on KWBJ-TV 22. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica Foley-Long. With me we have Alyssa Landry, who is Miss UL Lafayette. She will be going on to compete for Miss Louisiana USA. Now, I say USA because there's also a Miss America, which is Miss Louisiana America, but there is a difference. Can you kind of tell us what's the difference between the two pageants?
Yes, so they're very similar, Miss America and Miss USA, but Miss America actually includes a talent portion in part of the judging process, while Miss USA doesn't. It's more of a modern system, I would say, that Miss USA is, so yes, ma'am.
Now, of course, we know that you're a junior, you're studying kinesiology, we know your goals, but you're also a cheerleader.
I am, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. This is my 3rd year on the team. It has been such an amazing experience for me just to branch out and be able to have this experience, meet new people, and just grow in myself and be able to represent the university in such a unique way.
Now, of course, it is a competition. I mean, it is. Have you made some friends through this?
Oh, I absolutely have. Actually, there's a girl from St. Mary Parish that also competed with me. Her name is Taylor Weary. And throughout the process, we were able to kind of get in touch with each other and realize that we were both from St. Mary Parish. We have the same upbringing, and so it was really cool to connect with people on a more personal level like that.
Yes, through my research, I found that out. Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I wanted to make sure that, I was like, wow, we have and I tout St. Mary Parish. Anywhere I go, anyone I talk to, we have some really talented individuals here, and I love to make mention of that. So I'm happy that you made mention that Taylor was also there, and you guys are actually from Patterson.
Yes,
right?
we are both from Patterson. I went to Central Catholic High School, and she went to Morgan City High, but we were both from Patterson, yes, ma'am.
So tell me about the process itself for the pageant on UL's campus.
Yes, so a month leading up to the pageant, we began rehearsals. So we began with practicing for the opening number and also our walks and interview skills as well. So throughout those rehearsals, we met 3 times a week, and we were able to practice our skills there. And the day of the pageant, we did interview in the morning. It was actually a 7-minute interview with a panel of judges, which is something that was very unique to me. I never had to go through a 7-minute interview with a panel before. Normally my interviews were one-on-one with each judge for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then we would just switch to the next judge. So having that was definitely a new experience. And then the night of the pageant, we actually did evening gown, swimsuit, and the top 5 had to answer an on-stage question.
Okay.
So, yes, ma'am.
So, of course, my mind it goes to Miss Congeniality. I think about the movie,
I watched that movie before the
Did
pageant.
you?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I want to know. Like, does it bring you to that? I mean, of course, it's a comedy, but it has a lot of the elements of an actual pageant.
It does,
so, outside of being crowned Miss UL, did you receive any other honors like Miss Congeniality?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That was actually the only one. I was kind of in the running for a social media challenge that we had. It was based off of the amount of likes and like the more publicity that you kind of bring in towards UL, but I was close for 2nd. So
Okay. So you did receive the social media
No,
award?
I was close. No, ma'am, I
Okay.
didn't win, but
Okay,
yes,
awesome.
yes.
Okay.
It was a good fight.
There you go. But hey, you won the overall crown. I mean, that's really
Yes,
what your goal
ma'am.
was.
Yes, ma'am,
Well, what are the
absolutely.
next steps for you?
So the next year is going to be filled with just many appearances, as many as I can, social media, influential. I plan to use social media to influence people and to kind of get my voice out. And also I'll just be appearing at service events, stuff like that, and just anywhere that I'm welcome, really.
Girl, you're welcome here anytime. So definitely, I'm happy to have you on our schedule. But for those speaking of schedule, now KWBJ will actually air Miss Louisiana. You can catch it on June 18th at 8 p.m. on KWBJ. So again, put it in your schedule. I don't even know if we even have it where you can put it in your schedule or your television, but June 18th we'll be able to see this beautiful face on television competing against other young ladies across the state for the title of Miss Louisiana. Come on back. We're going to take a short break, but come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast. Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I'm your host, Danica Foley Long, and with me we have Miss UL Lafayette, and she is going to be going on to compete in the Miss Louisiana USA competition, and it is Alyssa Landry. I just wanted to say that really dramatic-like because I'm just wondering how it's going to be said when they call your name. We're hopeful they're going to call your name for Miss Louisiana. Speaking of which, we're kind of that corridor that when Miss Louisiana, they do their media tour, they typically stop here in Morgan City. And for the last 2 years, because of COVID, everything is COVID related, we haven't had a Miss Louisiana to come in and stop through. But you are friends with the current Miss Louisiana. Tell us about her.
Yes, KT Scannell. We actually have the same pageant coach, so I was able to meet her through him and also just through social media and meeting each other at appearances. But she is so sweet. She's such a kind soul. She actually has a social media platform that is just based around writing letters to people, like handwritten letters, just to kind of bring back the joy of opening a letter that's addressed to you and has your name on it. So I really support her in her future endeavors with that.
Sounds good. Now you mentioned a coach. Tell me, because I would have never thought you having a coach during the collegiate level, but I guess that's normal.
Yes, pageant coaches are your best friend throughout any pageant experience, just to kind of help you feel more confident in yourself and feel reassured in your abilities and what you plan to bring to the stage. And so my pageant coach is actually Ross Walters. He is out of Lafayette. He actually used to be on the UL cheer team and then later on became UL cheer coach. So I was able to meet him through some mutual friends with that, and that's how I got in touch with him. And he is also the Miss Lafayette USA director as well. So
okay, so he definitely has quite experience with this. But
absolutely.
Because he's a coach, does that mean there's a conflict if he's coaching other girls going through the same system?
You would think so, but I've actually gotten asked that question before, and I always tell people he is very good at compartmentalizing each individual candidate and helping them with their individual skills, what they need to work on, and how to make each candidate better as an individual. So he's a great coach.
Now you mentioned KT Scannell, and her platform is it sounds more like a pen pal type of letter, type of campaign. What is your campaign? What is what are you passionate about?
So I'm passionate about kids, and what I plan to do throughout the year is read children's books to different schools in the area. So I'm really excited with that, and I plan to read books that promote mental health and just coming into yourself and believing in yourself and your own abilities and your unique qualities and what sets you apart from other people. So that is definitely something that I am very excited to do throughout my year.
If you notice, my face changed when you said that, because during the pandemic, I just get on my little soapbox for a minute.
Yes.
During the pandemic, I actually read books to kids over social media through Facebook, and
that's amazing.
I think reading books is fundamental.
Yes.
And my mom did it with me, and so I just thought this was a way of giving back, especially for parents. We were on lockdown during this time, and I felt like kids need an outlet.
Yes.
And I think reading books is very good. So
that's
I applaud you for
amazing.
that. So that's great. That is
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
So again, I mentioned if you had not won Miss UL, and we're not calling it, but in the event things don't work out, are you going to do it again?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I am so excited to be a part of this system and just a part of pageantry as a process. I feel like sometimes pageantry gets a little bit of a negative connotation of being judged and having to look a certain way, but really pageantry is all about challenging yourself to new experiences, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and that was a big thing that I struggled with even leading up to Miss UL, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So basically, throughout the pageant process, I would kind of have these moments of discouragement that I wasn't good enough, or I didn't look like other girls, or maybe I wasn't prepared, or I was scared to fail. But my mom was very good at telling me and encouraging me to just use this opportunity as a growing experience, if nothing else. And so that really helped me to push through and to go out and do my best on stage.
That is awesome, because my next question, we'll hold off on that, was, what's your advice to young girls coming up behind you? And it sounds like you have that advice, but outside of that, outside of yourself, we'll ask you, what is your advice for young girls? We'll wait just for a second. We're going to go to break, but come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to The Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danica Foley Long. With me, we have Alyssa Landry, who is the Miss UL Lafayette contestant winner, and she will be going on to participate in Miss Louisiana USA. So many questions I have for you. I'm trying to rearrange them now in my head. So I mentioned before the break, what's advice you would give to young girls?
I would say definitely just to be confident in yourself and your own unique abilities. Everyone has different strengths, different talents, and if you try to compare yourself to other contestants in the pageant or just anyone else in general, it can kind of give you some bad feelings about yourself, make you not feel as good, but definitely just to be confident in yourself and what you bring to the table.
That's right. Now, you talked about your coach and that he is kind of I won't say the winningest, but he has a lot of wins under his belt. Tell me about who are some of the people who have gone on to compete and win that he's actually coached.
Yes, actually for the past 7 years straight, he is the director of Miss Lafayette USA. So either the teen Miss Lafayette USA or the Miss has won Miss Louisiana for the past 7 years, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
So you have a really good chance.
Yes, he's an amazing coach. So
yeah, so I want you guys to get one more time, just know that you can watch the Miss Louisiana pageant right here on KWBJ. It's going to be June 18th. At 8 o'clock, so we'll be able to see and check out Alyssa while you were up there strutting your stuff, girl. Can people follow you on social media?
Yes, actually I have 2 pages. The first page is the pageant page, and it's Miss Lafayette USA on Instagram, Facebook, and there's also a Twitter. And my personal page is Alyssa Landry _ if you'd like to follow my personal pages as well.
So do you actually post on that page, on both pages?
Yes, I am the account manager for both my pageantry page and personal.
Okay, and I'm saying that because you got to share that you're going to be on KWJ.
Yes, yes,
All
ma'am.
right, that's
yes,
awesome. People know I'm just so territorial when it comes to that. I want you guys to promote and push out the fact that you are on KWBJ.
Yes,
so what are you looking forward to? What's the most exciting thing you're like beyond the pageant, but what are you looking forward to as Miss UL Lafayette?
Overall, I'm just excited for the year. I'm excited for all the new experiences, the new people, the new connections I'm able to make. But I will say Lanyap Day is a big thing that I'm excited about on campus. It's basically just celebrating the Cajun culture, and there's crawfish, there's food, there's people you can meet, there's alumni, students that are currently at UL. So it's just a big Cajun celebration of our tradition. So I'm excited.
When is that?
That is actually April 8th. So it's coming up very soon.
Yes,
yes,
awesome.
Yes.
Very good. Now, through this, obviously what you're looking forward to is obviously the crown, but is there like scholarship monies attached to being involved with the UL Lafayette pageant?
There's no scholarships, but the winner, so I actually got my entry fee paid for Miss Louisiana USA, so that was a very big blessing that I was able to have.
Okay, speaking of which, does that mean anybody can join, can sign up for the Miss Louisiana, even if they didn't go through a pageant prior to?
I believe you have to have a preliminary title.
That's what it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so the individuals who were, let's say, runner-up, second place, they cannot move on.
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure there's a lot of things to know about being in this pageant world. You've been in it since you were 8, so you know all of this information, which is great. Again, give us the social media one more time so folks can really follow you.
Yes, so the pageant page is Miss Lafayette USA, and it's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And my personal page is Alyssa Landry _.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Look, I'm so happy we were able to hunt you down and get you here. We're proud of you, and I think I can speak on behalf of everybody in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding community to tell you, we are pulling for you and rooting for you so that you can bring that title on home.
I hope so. I hope so. Yes, ma'am.
So also for you guys who are watching us, make sure to subscribe to us on Facebook. We are KWBJ-TV 22. Also on YouTube, we're KWBJ Live. So again, thank you as always for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Awesome.